was import export at 5:30, and then Treasury buyback again at 7 a.m. Doesn't seem like import export did anything. Did anyone take a trade this day?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up real quick.
Yeah. Loss and a win.
Both.
What
Same.
time was your first trade?
My first trade was 644. No, 642. 32. 642, 32. It was a loss.
Long?
Yeah, long.
Did you, the next trade, was it that same setup?
Let's see. No, it was an hour later. Or like 30 minutes later.
Short?
Yeah, short.
And you, Eli?
I did my notes here say I did a clear chase FOMO type of trade at the beginning. Or no, not even chase. It was just FOMO for some reason. I don't even know where my emotions were. I just think I wasn't focused, but at the beginning where it was consolidating right there at the 90-minute. And I exited right away though, because it consolidated for too long. I think volume was still low, and I was just like, I don't even know why I entered, and I exited with negative $2. So it wasn't like a big loss. It was just like I knew I shouldn't have been in it. It was more of like I'm just gonna wait for maybe a retry, and then I did.
Long though?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You had the idea.
And I didn't even. I think it was the reason I wrote FOMO is because I'm like I didn't even take the time to write down my exit entry and stop. I just kind of like got in because I thought something for some reason. So that was bad on my part. And then
it was crazy. That never ends.
Yeah, I don't know what I was seeing. Dude, on
What?
Friday, like right when the market opened, and then I remember like I think I forgot what it was. It dropped right away or went up right away. I forgot. And Edith came in like right away, like freaking humming and singing, and I was like, "Hold up!" And, it literally like something happened that I was like planning on doing, and I just was like, "I'm not gonna do it no more. It's too late. Like I missed it."
Yeah.
It happened too fast. And then my second my second trade was 722. I entered at 58.69, and then
Long?
yeah, but I think that was because it must have been like a chase or something. But I had set a stop that I liked. And I'm trying to see where it was at.
Oh, on that pop, I see above the 800 lot buyer. I think I
yeah.
remember that. All right. This is coming into the open. I see 300 lot buyer seller right here. SVP is building up slightly, it seems like.
Oh yeah, it was where that buyer was.
Oh, it drops right at the open. This SVP was building up. That was aggressive selling. 1,000 lot buyer right here. 58.61.
At 58.67, there was also some buyers in the pre-market, and I think that's where I set my stop loss. I don't remember writing that one down. I think you might have called it out or something, and I really quick highlighted it. I put a green line on TOS every time there's like some heavy buying. Or
682 lot buyer. Demand is 58.86 right here. We've hit it once, twice.
I got a 2 hour in the pre-market at 58.55 right there where we're at. And I missed this initial takeoff.
This is my plan that I was the first buyer in, so I'm trying to take a long at this area.
Yeah,
I'm already in my first trade in this right now.
Yeah, same. I was in the first trade. I think I got in right at the beginning of testing the zone, which is why I got out because it consolidated for like the next 15, 20 minutes. And then I don't know why I just missed the initial long.
We had the same plan and it worked. So
you guys got in on this push?
Yeah.
No, I got in at the second push where it consolidates and then goes up again.
Right here?
At 58.67. So no, I'm gonna miss this initial push. It goes up for like.
You're not in it yet?
No, I was in it, and then it was. I think I got in it right at the beginning of it testing the 2 hour pre-market. The 2 hour demand zone, and then
over here.
Where is that?
What time?
This is the one I didn't do too well in, but I must have entered like right away when it touched it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in here.
Probably over here.
And then you see, it consolidated, and I was like, let me just get out. I'll try it again.
The reason I didn't enter on these was because SVP was building up right here above us, and I seen that we were under it here, and I didn't see any like major selling yet. I did see this, and I did see that it was aggressive, but I wanted to see us hold above more, so that's why I avoided it at this time.
So I've heard you guys
on this. Patience gets you.
I heard you guys on this video and the last video explain being above or below SVP. I never took that into consideration. I just more saw it as an area of interest. But what does it mean when we're above it or below it to you guys?
It's like an invisible wall.
Yeah.
Like if there's large SVP forming, that's like a area of resistance. It's like a wall that goes across price. I don't know if that makes sense, but it becomes like a blockage.
So there's large value in this area here. If you like smash it together, most of the volume of the action is like right here. So if you get above this, if we hold above this, then that allows that wall to be protection from the downside because large volume now is under us, holding us above. And if it were to come down here, buyers will continue to push this above. The probability is higher of the buyers continuing the push above.
So now,
but that is more probable when there's volume, because if it's like a low volume day, it would like probably pop above the SVP a little and like reject because there's not enough volume to push price higher. But here, I think it does happen. It may drop a little under it, but actually it doesn't keep going. Oh, this is when it just chops for like 15 minutes. 20 minutes. So now this is an outlier, 1,000 lots. Now you want to wait for a reaction of that.
Exactly, yes. And look how much time it gives you. Even spread up at 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So explain the outlier in your eyes right now.
It's just something that stands out.
But did it stand out in any way? Because like the last video we did, the outlier made us take shorts, and it was also a big bubble, red bubble. This one is also a big red bubble, but it obviously went the opposite.
We're in demand.
We're in demand zone, yeah.
That's right.
Because the 15-minute was in a demand.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that's all I want to say.
We're in a demand zone. There was a 500 lot seller over here, another 400 lot seller over here, and then it popped up, came back down, aggressive selling tried, the SVP is building up right here. It's not like we're dropping under it. It's actually just continuing to build more and more. So here, now I'm like, okay, heavy selling. It pulls back a little, holds, and then you could start to consider getting, or you could get in on this push, or you could see what happens if it pulls back a little more.
Even just explaining it makes me think of the emotions that are going on when we're live.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you can still take those FOMO trades, but at the same time, like if you're just a little bit more patient, you'll see the setup forming. Like you will see it, and it's way more clear. And look at this aggressiveness it's trying to push up.
Yeah, and the pullback down, it was super aggressive, but they didn't continue it.
Yeah, and then larger green bubbles with aggressiveness are coming up. That's a sign
You
right
could
there.
you could start taking it anywhere right here, really.
Yeah, look at that. You
Damn,
can see it forming.
this session has me
And it starts to
excited.
get above the SVP here.
That's a good
Some people might
indicator.
even wait for it to hold, like push right here.
Yeah, you can take it anywhere, but the point is, like, just be patient. You can see it.
Were you in this one?
I was in it in the beginning, but I got stopped out.
Before the outlier?
Yeah, before the outlier, 642. I thought those green bubbles right before that, those larger ones. I thought that was outlier.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Yeah.
like, what are we better than Carmine now? Like, how is he not seeing these outliers, bro?
He does, but he sees it on footprints.
Yeah,
And
he's
sometimes
Why has he been sucking lately?
I know, dude. He's been struggling, but yeah.
I think it's that what we were saying when we first started, that the key levels aren't hitting the way they have been.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He even said that in his post.
Yeah. But the fact that we can read Bookmap is so fucking sick.
What time is it right here? No, I'm still not in yet. It consolidated right here, and then I set a stop loss at 58.67 when it went back above it. Why did I set that? Oh, because of the buyers that were there. I was like, you know what? If it goes up, it's kind of a chase trade, but I don't know what else I saw that told me just get in. I think I waited for it to pass pre-market high, and that's when I got in. And at pre-market high, where the buyers were at, was just a 2-point risk. And then I did see the volume grow pretty, like right here. I got in somewhere right here. Oh wait, no, not yet. It consolidated for a minute right here because I didn't get in until 7:22. Oh yeah,
Long or short?
long. So I think it consolidated, and I still didn't know really what to do. So this was more of like a scalp trade. And once I saw it pass pre-market high, and I think it was aggressive, I was like, all right, I'll get in at pre-market high. And that's when I set my entry at pre-market high, and I'm like, stop will be those heavy buyers at 67. I don't know if those are like the best ways to set stops, but to me it just stood out as like, all right, well at least it's a 2-point risk, and if it does go up, I'm like, I see it going to demand, which is what I put my exit for, but then it obviously didn't make it.
I'm noticing a little pattern. You're kind of basing trades off your stop loss,
Yeah.
and you should be basing them off the setup, to be honest. Because like, just because you have a good stop loss doesn't mean it's a good trade. It doesn't equal good trade, you know? You're still going to lose money if that trade doesn't work out. So you want higher probability trades so you lose less. So you lose less money. Does that make sense?
No, that does.
Like,
But doesn't where those buyers were stood out to me as in like, well, if there was already heavy buying here once, and if it goes above, like I know what you guys are saying in regards to like the high quality setups, but I don't know why I see that as also like, I don't know if it's a scalpers thing. I'm not trying to act like I'm already good at it, but I'm like, I don't know if I saw volume grow right there or something, but
I do see what you're saying, like as a setup, because I'm looking over here. Pre-market high was struggling to get above it, and then this volume building up here does seem like it is protected a little. Um, what was your stop?
58.67, where there was heavy buyers in the pre-market at that point. That's why. So when there's heavy buyers in the pre-market, I'm like, well, if we get past the heavy buyers, that means that area is a good area where buyers are trying to step in again. So that's why I waited for it to get past the buyers, the 67, and then I waited for it to get past pre-market, and then it was just kind of like, well, it was kind of like, well, let's just see if it's going to keep going up. So
I mean,
obviously not smart.
I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're right. I would see my entry though if I were looking at to trade that. I would want it to be like at 58.67 as it pops above this SVP, and then use probably 64 as my stop. But I don't know, like it does sound reasonable. I just don't trade that, so but like
Yeah,
seeing it in hindsight, do see it.
Your analysis was right. I'm just saying, you said yourself this was a chase trade, right? Is this a chase trade?
Well, I got in before it took off again. It was just more like, I guess, chase in the sense that I missed the initial pop.
What was your target?
It was gonna be the 1 hour demand at 58.79, and then right here where it's at right now, it kind of stalled, and I was like, "Fucking, I'm getting out," and which is good thing I got out because it dropped immediately.
What stood out to me is because I think you said something like, "Oh, I wasn't sure about it, but I had a good stop, so I took it."
Yeah, I mean that is kind of like part of my planning, but it was like more involved. It was more involved in regards to like, well, I'm not gonna get in at least until it breaks that pre-market high.
Okay, so you had a plan.
The thing is too, as far as the probabilities over time, like you have to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna lose more than you win.
You have to journal this exact setup that you take. You have to take this setup over and over and over again to see the probabilities of if I take this setup, like if you see this happen again, a break of pre-market high with aggressive buying and you put your stop where you put it, if you, because trading, you have to be able to see that setup over and over again. The way we see this large selling down here as an outlier, and then we take that as an opportunity to find your entry. um you have to be willing, you have to be able to see this over and over again and take it so that in your journal you could see the results and be able to categorize this as a high probability trade or a lower probability trade.
Yeah. I mean, but you're 100% right, though. It worked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that stood out to me when you said, "Oh, I took it because of my stop was good." I was like, "Oh, maybe it was a chase."
And then I didn't even get, it was stalling here, and I didn't get out for like a couple of minutes because it stalled for about 5 minutes from like the peak. And I was like, fuck it, this shit ain't gonna break. And I just got out. And then every little high on Bookmap was shorter than the last high.
And I technically seen the what you were seeing, but I was waiting for a pullback to come into 58.68 because of this large buyer at 700 lot buyer at 58.68. So I was waiting for a pullback.
I saw the outlier to take the short.
And then
oh wait,
I didn't have anything in the where I would have gotten short.
I'm tripping.
You see right here, it's kind of like the consolidation is getting tighter and tighter, and then it's like, bruh.
And this last one and the aggressive push. Where the fuck is? I took it at 72. So when it aggressively pushed down, I pressed it after I saw the large sell at the end.
Was there a bubble
right here?
Yeah, like, let me see where my took it at.
Because I took it at 738, wanting to see buying here, but this was just a stupid ass trade because there was no buying occurring. I just seen it come down into 58.68, and I got in.
58.68.
But I quickly got stopped out.
I got it at 7:39:03.
I will say
Right here.
I do notice that I'm
Right
not.
here. What was
I
your
didn't take
stop?
it. No, watch. Let me pull the bookmap thing.
That's 7:39:02.
What the fuck?
Are you on the right date?
Hold it.
Oh, there, boy.
Am I on the right date? Yeah. I'm still.
Why is it saying down?
And then I took it again at 7:40 long, just going again. At 7:40:05, I took it long, still holding this SVP 58.68 to 58.66 was the level I was watching because of this intraday action, and it was pre-market high, but I was just going against aggressive selling. Those were two bad trades I took this day.
I was up 30 at one point on this trade, and then when I got out, I was 16.
The long you had
Oh,
taken?
I'm a fucking idiot, dude. That's when I exited. 7:30. 7:33:53. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Did you win this trade?
7:33.
Or did you make money on it?
I was like, yeah, I made $19, but
Wait, so what time did you get in?
7:33:53. I saw this large one right, the second to left.
Keep going.
Keep going. Down. This one right there. Yeah, I saw that guy, and I was like, okay, it might go down, and then it didn't raise up, and then it just dropped.
And you got out where?
7:39 around VWAP.
Oh, okay.
7:39.
Yeah, the
Around
VWAP
that.
is different
Right
on
here.
Bookmap compared to.
Around that area.
What was your outlier here? This?
Well, that aggressive green bubble couldn't continue, and then I saw aggressive, like bigger red bubbles forming, and then weak buying, and then the red bubbles just kept coming, and then I saw this 360, and I was like, oh, okay, selling's growing, and then I entered, and then it just dropped. It wasn't even trying to buy. It wasn't even trying to buy after that. Like after these 4 red bubbles right here, next to the second to last outlier. Like buying wasn't even attempted. It wasn't even tempting. And then the larger one came in. I was like, okay, that might be a sign, and I did it. But I saw it as the aggressive buying right here at the left, the aggressive buying slowing down. The consolidation, I wrote on my bookmap notes, the consolidation is mostly red bubbles. No green bubbles were attempting to raise price at all. And then the larger red bubble, which was my outlier, the 300, was more than the previous red bubble. So I was like, okay, selling's growing. So I just shorted it.
Nice.
I do got to say about my trading, the skill that I'm not getting better at is reading my confirmations. I'm kind of like only looking at Bookmap and ES.
I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with that too.
That'll cause you to. I felt like it did that to me when I was too focused on order flow. It started causing me to chase because I'd see a big push and I could feel the emotion it caused inside me. So when I see that kind of, like, if I were to see this, I would take a quick glance at my confirmations to see if they're at my levels, but you have to kind of make a quick decision at that point because like, but while this is happening right here, I'm also looking at my confirmations, and that's kind of really what.
Oh no, that's the thing too. These trades weren't at my levels, so I was like iffy about them too.
Oh yeah. This short would have scared me for sure.
Yeah,
Like I was really watching this to hold as support because of this aggressive buying, but it just didn't work out like that. I think I took one more trade here.
Would you say confirmations are more important? Or they should be always important, but like they're just like for our actual setup, like our actual plan, and
You
therefore
really don't have to look at them unless you're at your demand or supply, or if you
okay.
have a pre-market plan.
I'm coming for those scalps, bro.
sniper.
Good luck.
No, I mean I don't even get excited. Like emotionally, I don't allow myself to get excited about wins, and I don't allow myself to get mad or upset about losses. Because even for one, it's paper trading. For two, it's more like if I did something good, I'll beat myself up, and I'm like, well, why did I get lucky? Like I don't tell myself, hell yeah, I won. It's like, why did I get lucky? And if I lost, I'm like, yep, you're still learning, so it's not like you're supposed to know what you're doing yet. I'm gonna just start basing those emotions off consistency. I'm gonna just be like, how many times did you feel you got lucky? How many times do you feel like you don't know what you're doing? So don't beat yourself up. And when the green starts outweighing the red, bro, I'm like, oh, I'm not lucky. I know what I'm doing.
I see what you're saying.
When I talk about emotions, sometimes though, like I'm also talking about the emotion like this can give me. Like just watching this, like if I have the plan and I'm watching this push, I it can give me like notate if you get an emotion off of the movement of the market because I personally feel it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I feel it all the time. My heart races and everything.
Yeah. Especially when it's coming like to my plan and I'm like getting ready for it. I'm like, oh shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm like, I get all anxious too. I'm like, okay, it's about to happen. You know, like I gotta mentally prepare myself.
Yeah.
Is that it for Wednesday?
I was just trying to see if this pops at if this is the pop or if it keeps dropping. Does it keep dropping?
No, it pops up again.
I ended it here.
It pops up again.
This is 58. Oh yeah, it does, and it just rallies the rest of the day. Damn.
Yep.
We're done with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.